Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans and the Curse of Margaritaville. You are all in Kroblin, ready to go on the quest to get the Salt Witch, but the sun is setting and the oiled tourists are everywhere. They are crowding the beaches of Kroblin, all of them outside of Jim's house, screaming for him to come back out and play the sunset set, which is very different than the afternoon set. So as you finish up your sponge cake, and he gives you all a look and goes, I gotta go back out there and tend to my flock. But you find that salt before more people start making margaritas in their homes, and more of this comes up, he says, kicking the trapdoor in the floor.
This just raises so many questions.
Would you
What
like
sort
to
of questions?
Obviously, there's a power involved here. What?
Yeah, it's the Salt Witch.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a cult and there's clearly magical effects going on, what god's involved?
Well, I don't think she's got a cult with her. I think it's
never
just her
mind.
by herself.
I mean,
Yeah.
your cult of people out there.
What do you mean, cult?
Never mind.
What do
you
you
not
mean,
heard it?
cult?
Have you not heard his music? They were great. I danced
Yes.
away to it. I
You're
think
singing about cheeseburgers.
And?
Yeah.
And?
Now,
kids
hold
these
on
days
there,
can't
Jimbo.
appreciate anything.
You didn't mean nothing by it.
It
I
sounded
did
like
mean
you meant
many
something.
things. Yeah, I did mean something by it.
He ain't hurt nobody. Let's get going.
Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
going.
So, you guys can head out through the side door, because he heads out through the porch door back to where the fans are, and he begins to strum his six string and play his songs with his broken sandals. And you guys can make your way through the beach, past the oiled up tourists, through the town of Kroblin, and on through the hills. Now, do you remember directions there, Boomer?
Yes.
Tell me what they are.
You went north and then you turned right at a rock and then you danced to some goblins. I believe there was a brunch place around there.
You guys are
And
lost.
then
No.
No. This is pretty sure this is right.
You guys are lost.
Anyone got direction
Boomer knows
sense?
exactly where he is.
No, you're
Alright?
lost. You're definitely
Anyone
lost.
got direction sense? No one?
But Boomer thinks he knows exactly where he is.
I have
Totally.
direction sense.
You do.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Give me a direction sense proficiency check to see if you can follow these directions. All right, you've done it.
26.
Now for the hard part, Randall. Convincing Boomer he's going in the wrong direction. How are you going to do it?
Listen, Boomer, I'm pretty sure you said we had to make a right here, not a left.
No. He said he definitely said this, right? Look over there.
Oh,
Do
we
you
were
see
supposed
how
to meet some
beautiful it
gnomes.
is?
We didn't meet the gnomes yet. The gnomes, remember the gnomes?
But look over there. Is that not beautiful? How could that not be the right way?
You didn't say anything about beauty.
Sure, but have you never wanted to take the leisurely stroll to your destination?
No,
Maybe he said
no.
Maybe
I
he
did
didn't
not.
say one left. Maybe he said 3 lefts.
Maybe it was just implied.
2 rights don't make a left.
You
Let's
don't need-
go this way.
You don't
And I'll
need to
start walking
listen
the way I
to
think it
his...
is.
Now, you remembered the directions? Well, here is a test. Let's feed them into my GPS.
Darn technologies! He gave us the directions. He told us the way to go.
No, I'm talking to the person who actually remembers the
Missing technology? This gnome just hooked up your crossbow with technology, sir. You can forget?
I hand him a one of those little squares of parchment,
Mm-hmm.
and I remove the quill from the my mechanical system,
Huh?
and I'll hand it to them and say, "Now, with a smile and not a frown, could you please take those directions and write them down?"
Boomer takes it.
No,
even, though he's giving the other one, Boomer takes it and writes down the directions he remembers, including the
Are you
goblin
literate?
going through the beautiful field as a detour to make it the more scenic route. And
Did
he
you
hands it
take
back.
a literacy proficiency?
I did.
Oh my
Shit,
god.
So did I. Wow.
So
Oh,
did I.
beautiful. Okay.
After Boomer gives it back to me, I give a little sigh, and then I hand the quill and square paper over, and I turn the paper over.
Let me just add on.
Now, after some proper reflections, would you please write the proper directions?
Boomer looks
Yes,
very
fine.
smug and happy because he thinks that this is still gonna work. He doesn't understand anything about turning it over.
Yes, I'll write them down. I'll take the paper and write it down.
Okay.
Thank
You
you.
can-
You're absolutely the best. Now let me put them into my GPS. Like I have like a little arm that extends and a clamp, and I just holds the piece of paper with the directions written down in front of my eyes.
What does GPS stand for?
Gnomish positioning system.
Yes.
Oh, foiled again. All right. You follow the GPS using Randall's direction sense and some really good, well-written directions.
And the entire time, Boomer is complaining that we should be going the other way, but following.
You eventually arrive at past the gnomes. Down below the big spruce tree, there's a creek that leads into a cave. And you can see that the cave curves back inwards because there is some sort of light source, some sort of fire in there that is casting these large shadows on the walls that dance back and forth as the flames flicker. You have no idea how big the things casting the shadows actually are, but you're pretty certain you can see a humanoid figure amongst the shadows from time to time.
Should I get my continual light stone out of my bag?
There's light inside and shadows does it throw. It looks just like there's a fire down below.
Could be a shadowmancer.
Oh no, not a shadowmancer.
I'll look to the gnome and
Or
I'll
a
say,
shadow dancer, or even perhaps a shadowy prancer.
I'll look to the gnome and kind of wink and say, remember, don't meet her gaze. She might set us ablaze.
No, that's a pyromancer. This is where we're thinking this might be a shadowmancer.
But Jim told us she can set fires.
All you youngins are worried too much. They said she's attractive. We can trust her.
No, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't meet her gaze, guys. And maybe we can talk her out of this. Get her side of the story.
Yeah. All right.
I think I know how to look at her and not be bewitched by her cheerful glow. And then I go, heads up, predator. The first one, not the cash grabs. Visual display system, activate. And like little glasses go over, and that's my gnomish or dark vision. Sorry,
All right, infravision equipped. Are you gonna head into the dark cave?
Yeah, I got a light stone,
good
man.
reason it makes that little noise, like when you turn on something electronic goes.
Excellent. Lightstone in hand. 2 characters with dark vision. You guys can approach the Salt Witch.
I'm keeping my gaze to the floor, trying to look
Right.
at her feet.
I'm just walking straight ahead.
So okay, since you guys have ways to fight in the dark, I'll just close my eyes, so that way it's dark.
I'm literally holding something that's illuminating light, Sir Walker. I'm literally holding a light stone, Sir
That's
Walker.
why I need to. That exactly. Good thinking.
Closing his eyes.
Do you have blind fighting?
I mean, thanks to you.
No, you don't. Keep your eyes open, Sir Walker.
Okay.
Keep your eyes open.
Okay, I'll open the eyes again.
All right, I'll call down there. Hello there, miss. Is anyone home? We're not looking for trouble, just a friendly gnome.
A voice calls out from the inside. Who are you?
Oh God, what is my name
You're
today?
Gear Kettle Goosefoot. Gear Kettle Goosefoot today.
Who
Gear
are
Kettle
you?
Goose. I
We're
say-
here about a curse. Did you cause a curse in town with the soul?
Curse? You've been talking to big Jim again, haven't you?
No, it's the first time we spoke to him, actually.
Now, let's not insult the lady. I've heard she's very beautiful. We should trust her. And Boomer starts walking out towards her. We can trust her. I trust this situation. I come to you with trust. I'm sure it's fine. Please tell me your side of the story, milady.
All right, so she's still like around the corner. You can't quite see her, just the shadows dancing on the wall as you walk into the cave alone. Does anyone follow him?
I'm gonna go in.
All right.
I'll follow the gnome.
I have Honey out beside me.
We just want to listen to you. Tell us your side. We wouldn't want to hurt you, or that would be assault.
I should have charged Desmond quadruple rates.
All right. You enter the cave. The shadows continue to dance on the wall, and it almost looks like her hair is moving like it's formed of independent entities. That's sort of like wiggling and writhing as you walk further in.
Yeah. I'm staying out the side unless Sir Walker's going in. I don't know.
Good idea. We'll keep up the rear and defend back.
Yeah. Can you detect evil just for a second for me? just for the sake of it. I don't know I don't think she's evil. Can you just detect evil?
All right. Detect.
When I see those shadows, I go. I'm going to go into my pack. Can I polish the inside of my medium shield into a mirror-ish?
Maybe if you had the right tools and a lot of time, but I don't think on short notice you can turn your shield into a mirror.
Young gnome, what are you doing?
Wow, this is a guess. It may not be the truth, sir, but I have a hunch she may be a Medusa.
But what would you do with your shield?
Why
would you clean it at this time? Technology.
My plan was to shine it and then walk backwards.
Boomer takes his shield up without shining anything and starts walking backwards towards her.
To be turned towards.
Right.
All right.
So Boomer walked in a bit more backwards with his
shiny
shield.
bit of metal or something that I could use to.
Should we go back to the old plan?
Yeah, keep your eyes closed in this one.
All right, we do that. That's what the light is for. All right, I close my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she listening to all this?
Yes, she's hearing every single thing that's said. She can hear all of us talking.
As I understand it, Boomer's the first one in the
Back in
cave.
my backpack.
Boomer's the first one in the cave. The honey's back in the backpack as well as the three mice. Who else is going in after Boomer? What is the order of entrance into the cave?
I was following the gnome, so I'm behind him.
Yep. And then I'd be going afterwards. I'm just like I'm kind of using my sword as like a walking, kind of like a blind stick to see where I'm going.
So it goes Boomer, Gnome, Randall, Sir Walker, Kenneth.
I'm not even walking in yet.
Okay, you're just hanging out on the outside like a sensible human. Got it.
I can still talk to her right now, though, right?
Yes, you can.
She can hear us at the entrance. She's heard everything we've said.
Yeah. So I mean, milady, these people, I don't know what they're talking about. Can you please just tell us your side of the story? Why would there be such conflict here?
Conflict? Because that man is an evil man. That man has brought a curse upon himself, and he blames others for his problems.
It's his own damn fault.
It's his own damn fault.
But he makes beautiful music, you have to admit.
That's neither here nor there.
You're singing about cheeseburgers. It's a world insane.
What do you mean? I happen to like that song.
I like her. Guys,
he
you
wrote
sure
it for
she's-
her.
So what do you think we should do to break the curse?
Salt that's turning people into zombies. Or
You must
undead.
enter Jim's house. You must find the salt shaker that he stole from me, that is cursed, that is causing all of his people to turn undead. And you must get rid of it. Just throw it into the ocean. It's a cursed salt shaker, and he stole it. It's his fault.
It's a 10-mile radius around the shaker, isn't it?
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. He claimed that salt water is also infecting people. Is it a lie?
There are many lies told by Jim. He
So
once
what
told
do
me
you do to
he
detect
missed
evil?
me so badly, and it was a lie.
Aw.
He just
wait, are
moved
you-
on to the next one, and the
Are you
next
telling,
one.
are you telling us he infected everyone with this cursed salt shaker by making
It is-
margaritas?
Yes, he stole my salt and used it for his own people, turning them into the undead. They were not able to contain the power of the magical salt. It was applied inappropriately, and it has dried out the bodies and the brains of the consumers, rendering them eternally thirsty and, shriveled and desiccated. They
Well,
will
this sounds
stay like
convincing to
that
me.
until they are properly rehydrated with water and not alcohol. Not actually zombies. They're just very thirsty people.
Oh.
But
Maybe I should
not-
try turn undead to see if
So,
they really
well-
were undead.
We
Yeah.
were told it was your fault that Jimmy was upset, but it turns out his own fault that fate Jimmy buffets.
It seems like he's a thief. He's stolen both the stock or salt shaker and this person's heart.
And our time.
Yes, it is Jimmy's fault. You must find him and bring me back my salt shaker, and then I can help you remove the curse on the people.
Sounds
So
fair
you-
enough.
so
But
you're
because
saying you
he
don't
needs to
have-
pay us for a delivery, though.
It's not my problem.
Take it from him. Well, we take it from that guy. We could just keep
yeah.
it.
Yes.
So you're saying you don't have the salt shaker, even though he says you have it, and you're saying he has it.
He has it. He stole it from me.
Obviously, you can trust what she says.
I turn to the party like, does anybody have any way to determine if the salt shaker would be here or not?
Okay,
I don't
um,
locate object.
Unfortunately, I can't. I do not have detect salt shaker.
Neal,
That's what a salt mancer would have.
Neal, I have obscure knowledge. Do I know anything about the salt witch?
You have obscure knowledge. Make me an obscure knowledge check.
It's
All right.
pretty obscure.
Is that intelligence?
I have fine. Yeah,
Or wisdom?
no,
'Cause I'm so wise.
I think it's intelligence more than wisdom to
All right.
know things.
Like to know if she's a Medusa or if she's been wronged or whatever. Oh wow.
We need a D
Ooh,
before that
boy.
20.
Oh. The problem is this, like, I don't know why, but when it's like really delayed action typing. Like
Yeah.
all the characters show up about like 3 seconds after I type them.
Yeah,
Now I typed the damn 5.
5.
But
But
level-
a 15, so it should be a 19.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh.
You have never heard of the Salt Witch. This is something new for you to discover and learn from. There must be untold secrets about this woman that you might be able to use for your advanced mechanisms.
Young gnome, using your GPS, how far are we from the town?
I'll take the piece of paper with the directions written. I'll unclamp it, turn it upside down, reclamp it,
It's written upside
and
down.
I'll start
now.
reading the directions in reverse.
This technology will never make sense to me, but I'm sure you know what you're doing.
All right, I'm gonna walk out of the cave at this point. Go backwards.
All right.
Do you know the? No, don't worry.
Before we leave, do you have any ideas of how we can get to where he keeps the salt shaker or where it is?
If I knew, I would have gotten it back by now.
Do you want to come with us to go get it?
And see him again? No, I'm not going to return to his house. If he wants to talk to me, he can come back here and apologize for the things that he's done. But there's no way in hell I'm going back to Jimmy and seeing him without first having him come and apologize.
He did say he was sorry.
Not to me, he didn't. And do you have any idea what he did? Do you have any idea?
What did he do?
You'll have to ask him.
Well, he's already proven to be a liar, so...
Filthy.
We're on your side here.
Good, excellent.
What's the deal with all his followers? I mean, are they just
Well, what
tourists
happens?
who like him?
No. It's a cult. It's a cult of margaritas. That's the real curse here. One sip of his margaritas, and you'll start swaying on the beach with him. You'll start enjoying his songs, and you'll never leave. And you'll buy a parrot.
That sounds horrible. However, will they get some hard work done and pay off their mortgages?
They won't even get mortgages. They'll rent for life.
All right, guys. I think we know what we have to do here. I leave the
Before
cave.
we go, there's one thing I must know.
Yes?
Now, the chemical name for salt is sodium is NaCl, which no one can hide. But what's the chemical formula for cursed sodium chloride?
What? Curses are a chemical?
Everything's chemicals.
CNaCl?
Or calcium?
Carbon?
Okay, I pull out my little mechanic diary and write that down. With the mechanical pen holding our...
Oh, yeah. Assault Witch, what's your name, by the way?
I am not a salt witch. I am not the witch of assaults. I am just salt
I
witch.
knew it! You're the witch of the beach. You're a sand witch.
That's it. Out of my cave. All of you.
I just
Get
wanted a
out!
name.
Let's get
Get
out of
out.
I'm already stumbling out, right? With my...
Okay.
I high five for the sandwich.
Okay.
You guys can back out of the cave.
All right, guys. I'll show us the way back to town.
Alright.
I've been talking to the gnome. You can't just assume what kind of witch somebody is. That's a very personal.
Hey, we don't need to deal with all these like sensitive issues. You kids, these are way too sensitive. Just accept that people have their views, okay?
And in my view, Jim tried to have us killed by looking her in the face.
He said not to look her in the face.
Since she's
not to.
beautiful, though.
Right.
That is true.
Can't be that bad if he was dating her.
I think we need to
I
have
don't
some
think know what she
info.
looks like then.
Maybe he is one of them too.
But we saw him in the face.
Also, I mean, as the saying goes, like beauty is in the eye of the Medusa, right? So
Oh, right. Yeah. Makes
Yeah, I think
sense.
I've heard of that one before.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe the male deuces are different.
Ah. Alright, let's head back to Jimmy's place on the beach.
Right. You turn around and head back the other way. Arriving late into the night in... What's that town's name?
Kroblin.
Krublin.
Is it any
Before we go into
tavern
town,
names? Oh, sorry. You go.
okay, I'll say, I gotta think of rhymes. Hey there, Randall and Boomer and Stan. I think before we go in, we should make a plan.
I think since it's late, perhaps Jimbo's sleeping. Maybe we can. I don't know. Do you want to wait till morning to distract him and search his place for this shaker, or do you want to do it now?
I can distract him tomorrow morning. While he's distracted, his house, you'll be searching. And that's technically a rhyme because they both end in ing.
I think that's a rule.
Well, I mean, tomorrow morning I could always check if there was magic in the area from my god. I don't know how much that would help in this situation, but if there's a magic salt shaker, I would be able to tell within a certain area.
Yeah.
I thought Ken said he could locate objects.
Church's home.
Who can locate objects?
Sure you're not a gnome?
If someone can locate objects, that might be better.
Locate object spell is quite powerful.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if it's inside a lead thing, we can't detect the magic objects.
Isn't that a third level spell? Second level spell? Are you third level, Kenny?
He's talking about detect magic.
Oh,
Yeah,
detect magic, not detect object. Look at object.
I could do detect magic.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do detect magic on this.
I thought you
character.
said you had locate object.
No. I said lead. 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 I said lead can block detection.
True,
Yes.
but it's one of those things where if we find it, we know it's there, and if we don't know, but one's conclusive.
See, but there's a way around the lead problem. Then you could just cast locate lead object.
Sure, but we don't have locate object. We have detect magic.
Yeah.
And you
probably just search his place and try and find it.
Yeah, but lead isn't magical, so we can't detect the lead.
We can try.
Yeah, we can try.
Okay, well, I mean, I would say I would try to cast detect magic on his house.
No, it was made of wood, wasn't it? It was a wooden shack on the beach.
It was a wooden shack on the beach, yes.
Yeah, you can detect it from the outside. You don't even have to go inside to do it then.
Yep.
The walls are thin enough.
We still haven't entered town yet, right?
Yeah,
You wanted
I'm just
to...
talking to them. I'm just talking to them on the way into town.
I technically could have done it on the cave too.
You could
Well,
have.
actually, that's rock that might block it.
Spell blocked by solid stone at least 1 foot thick, solid metals at least 1 inch thick, or solid wood at least 1 yard thick. But if we were already in the cave, then yes, it could be blocked. But again, it could also potentially detect it.
Yeah, because it was a curving path. So
Right.
Yeah.
If the cave was clear and everything was in view, it'd be no problem. But if it curved, which it did, you'd have to detect through the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say first thing, if possible, especially because we're near town, we go into town and we try to detect magic on the hut.
Yeah, I agree.
And if not, we kill him.
No,
I don't think we should do that.
no, we're not.
Oh, did I
murdering a
misunderstand the plan? Sorry, I'm getting
man.
old.
Okay, we're not murdering someone over a lover's quarrel.
So what are we doing? What's the plan?
We're trying to lift the curse.
Okay. And killing him wouldn't lift the curse. I don't understand these technologies. You youngins and you understanding
It's
of
the
this.
salt shaker. The salt shaker's cursed the area, not the person, I assume.
All right, let's get the salt shaker.
All right. Any other plans?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to have to be working late into the night for this here. I need to make a modification to a piece of my equipment to properly distract him so the others can search.
All right. But we're just wondering, tonight we could just do a detect object outside his house and see if that comes up with detect magic.
Yeah, so Neal, should I make an engineering roll to modify a piece of my equipment?
To do what?
I'd rather reveal it at the appropriate time.
Okay, go ahead. I trust you. Do whatever you think needs to be done. Give me an engineering check.
Rolling the dice.
Oh, that's a good engineering check there. I guess you can do whatever it is that you think is reasonable. It's taken a lifetime of playing D&D to trust Rob enough to say whatever you want is fine. Okay, you guys enter Krublin. The whole town is dark. There's not a light on in a house anywhere to be seen as you approach from the north side of town.
All right. So I guess once I get into, we don't have a place to stay, do we?
No.
You can find an inn, though.
In the dark?
This might be a reach, but should we sleep on the beach?
Oh, that sounds delightful. I used to do that in my childhood.
Yeah, I think one night should be all
I've
right.
got a tent.
None of those oily tourists around.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to give me some light to work here,
I do have a continual light stone if you want it.
oh, don't worry.
Okay.
I can make light in quite a hurry. And I go, B-based radiant devices and also letter sealant. Dispense. And out of my left arm, I keep like pulling candles out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I set them up in a little circle and I light them with my finger flint and steel so that I've got a workspace. And I'm like, this is the only way. It's gotta work. And I start doing my modification.
Okay. The modification takes an unspecified amount of time.
Yeah.
All right, when I
Meanwhile,
finish, I go,
wait.
I've done all I can. Wiggity wham.
Wiggity wham, indeed. All right, you guys ready to enter the town?
So we're
Yeah, I
sleeping,
think so.
right?
Well, you're on the north side of town. If you want to sleep, you got to walk through town to get to the beach.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a situation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. So,
You begin to walk through the town.
yeah. I've
And the
got
first-
my gear on, but I'm not exactly defensive at the moment.
The first thing you see is an open door, kind of flapping in the light breeze. The door is into a tavern called Soul Fury.
What? Which soul?
Just Soul Fury.
S-O-U-L?
S-O-U-L.
No. Oh, is that an inn or just a tavern?
I know it's supposed
In
to
tavern.
be a friendly tavern, but that looks as inviting as a monster-filled cavern.
What? Why would you say that? It should be safe to sleep in there.
Younger generation so untrusting. I say we go in.
The eerie music should now be quite voluminous. This little tavern looks seriously ominous.
What music are you listening to, young man?
What music? I can't hear.
Do you
any
have one of
music.
those contraptions in your ears where you can't even hear us because you're just listening to your music all day while we walked?
I just feel like there should be some sort of ominous background music playing on the channel right now.
Do you not hear ominous background music?
Yeah, out of character,
do.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Out of character. But
We
in
do. I just
character-
don't think our characters do.
Right.
Perhaps
Got it.
speaking of
There's
hearing
no one in
things,
this iPod.
speaking of hearing things, maybe we should take a listen at the door before we just walk in.
The door's open. We can just go in. What's
let's-
It's all the easier to listen from it.
I just walk in. I just walk
Oh boy.
in.
Okay.
Hey,
I
can we
follow.
just?
I follow. I'm with you.
I'm just going to walk
Something
in,
bad is going to
and
happen.
hopefully I can get a room.
These youngins don't trust.
All right. You step on in, and the place is sort of empty. But you notice that behind the bar, there is the sound of clinking bottles together, as if someone is crouched behind it, like shuffling things about.
Hello?
I'm outside, but I'm sure something horrible is going to happen. So I deployed my shield and my right hand mace.
Innskeep, I need 5 rooms, please.
The innkeeper pops up from behind the bar. But it is the innkeeper no longer. It is a wrinkled, dried, shriveled man who reaches for you and tries to say something, but his voice is gone and his throat is too dry and hoarse to say anything, so it just comes out as
Oh, I get a
as he
water skin out.
stalks towards you.
I get a water skin out to hand to him because I was told they're just thirsty.
Yes.
Try to pour it in his mouth, no?
Sure. You get out the water skin. He reaches for it. You step towards him. He steps towards you, and he reaches right past the water skin for your face. He grabs your head with a 16 to hit and brings it towards him. With another 16 to hit, will a 16 hit you, Kenneth? Yes,
No.
it will, because you've got chainmail and a water skin in your hand.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
There's no shield. He takes a
no
bite
shield.
out of you with his teeth. You take 4 points of damage as the barkeep sinks his teeth into you, and then comes the slurping sound. As you can feel your lifeblood draining from you.
You're right. Everyone outside, you're right.
We're going to take, I know it's not quite time for a break, but we're going to take a short break here. And when we come back, we will see the thrilling conclusion of the Curse of Margaritaville. See you on the other side of a break. Bye-bye.